Hello there everybody, welcome to Wrestling Roundup. I'm your host, GrimmChorizo. This is the show where I give you all this week's WWE news, rumors, and recap. So let's get started. This week's episode of Raw was the Slammy Awards show, and a number of Slammies were given out, and I'm not going to touch on all of them, but I'll touch on some of the main ones. AJ Lee won the Diva of the Year, and in her speech, she put over a number of divas, including Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte from NXT, and Paige and Emma from the main roster. Speaking of Charlotte wrestled on Raw to promote NXT TakeOver, and she lost against Natalya. The main event from Survivor Series, Team Cena vs. Team Authority, won the Match of the Year, and Roman Reigns won the Superstar of the Year. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Kind of bullshit, but whatever. Enough about the main roster. This week, NXT took over with another live special called NXT TakeOver Our Evolution. Here are the results. The night started out with a bang with the debuting Kevin Owens, formerly known as Kevin Steen, on the Indies, made his debut against CJ Parker. The Lucha Dragons retained the NXT Tag Team Championship against the Vaudevillains. Baron Corbin defeated Ty Dillinger in like less than a minute, and then him and Bull Dempsey had a stare down. Finn Balor and Hideo Itami defeated the Ascension, and Finn Balor debuted full body paint like he used to do on the Independents. Charlotte retained the NXT Women's title against Sasha Banks. And in the main event, it finally happened. Sami Zayn defeated Adrian Neville to become the new NXT champion. And after the match, there was a huge celebration, including Kevin Owens, his best friend, coming out to hug him. However, after the celebration ended, that same man, Kevin Owens, turned his back on Sami Zayn and attacked him, leaving him to be stretchered out. So I just have to say that NXT TakeOver Our Evolution might be the greatest wrestling show I've seen ever. Top to bottom, every match was amazing. Storytelling, the wrestling, the emotional investment was amazing. If you have not seen it yet, watch it. The future is now, people. But now let's go back to the present. This Sunday is TLC. S. Oh God, I just died a little bit saying that. Tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. Ugh. Anyways, they added a few new matches. There'll be AJ Lee taking on the Divas champion Nikki Bella. Rusev will be defending the United States Championship against Jack Swagger. And on the pre-show, the New Day will take on Golden Stardust. This week, the WWE filmed Tribute to the Troops, which will air next week. It's announced that next week's Raw will be run by none other than Chris Jericho. After their loss at NXT TakeOver, this week on SmackDown, vignettes started airing for the Ascension to come to the main roster. Last night on the pre-show of NXT TakeOver Our Evolution, Corey Graves officially announced his in-ring retirement. However, he will now be an official NXT commentator, and he made his commentating debut last night at TakeOver. Former WWE superstar CM Punk announced that he will be competing in UFC next year. The rumor going around is that at WrestleMania 31, The Undertaker might be returning to the ring to take on Bray Wyatt. We'll just have to see if that's true. I really don't know. So thanks everybody watching for this edition of Wrestling Roundup. Be sure to check out my ringside predictions for this Sunday's TLC pay-per-view. And be sure to tune in next week for the 40th edition of Wrestling Roundup. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.